The 2026 Honda HR-V arrives as one of the most talked about proposals in the compact SUV segment. Honda wants to position itself as a modern, efficient and practical product for everyday use. And for many buyers, it represents a reliable alternative in an increasingly competitive market. However, when its engine, its actual consumption, its cost of ownership and its depreciation are analyzed in detail, several points appear that could make you think twice before investing in this model. In this video, I will present you with 6 clear, argued and data-driven reasons not to buy the Honda HR-V 2026, especially if you are looking for the best value for your money within this category. The 2026 HR-V persists with the naturally aspirated 2.0-litre engine, a proven block that delivers around 155 horsepower. Although this figure is sufficient for quiet urban journeys, it reveals its limitations in more demanding scenarios. When the vehicle is loaded, faces steep inclines, or needs a quick merge onto a highway, the power feels just right. The underlying problem is not only the power figure, but the way it is delivered. Being a naturally aspirated engine, its maximum torque reaches high revs, which translates into a lack of immediate thrust at low revs, a clear disadvantage compared to competitors who already use more efficient and energetic turbocharged engines. This technical feature has a direct and tangible impact on the daily driving experience. For maneuvers that require greater reaction, such as overtaking, the engine must work with an above-ideal effort, which is perceived as a lack of forcefulness. The driver is often forced to put the pedal to the metal and force the CVT box to find the power speed, generating noise in the cabin and the feeling that the vehicle is overexerting itself. This dynamic is evident in its acceleration, 0 to 100 km per hour, which is around 10 seconds, a figure that is now considered discrete within the segment. The 2026 HR-V uses a CVT transmission, a choice that the brand champions for its efficiency and smoothness, but which comes at a palpable cost in the driving experience. The main criticism of this system is its power management, which translates into progressive acceleration but lacks forcefulness, especially in situations that demand an immediate response, such as overtaking or joining at high speed. The characteristic behavior of the CVT, keeping the engine at a constant and high rev during hard acceleration, creates the well-known and uncomfortable sensation of screaming engine or elastic band, where the vehicle's response does not seem to correspond to the noise it generates. This lack of connection between the sound of the engine and the resulting acceleration is perceived by many drivers as unnatural and demotivating. While it is undeniable that this transmission contributes to achieving acceptable fuel consumption in urban environments where abrupt changes are less frequent, this benefit is achieved by sacrificing much of the dynamism. The CVT box does not offer the staggered and predictable progression of a traditional automatic transmission with torque converter, nor the speed and precision of the dual clutch systems, DCT, that equips several of its rivals. Compared to these alternatives, the HR-V clearly lags behind in terms of sportiness and response, feeling slower and less agile than its power suggests. Even on the road, where constant accelerations are maintained, the transmission can be indecisive on slopes or when trying to regain speed, constantly looking for the ideal ratio to the detriment of a direct response. In conclusion, the HR-V's CVT defines its character towards comfort and economy, but it becomes its main Achilles heel for any driver who values active engagement and crisp mechanical response when interacting with the accelerator. By the way, if you want to see a direct analysis of another model that is generating debate, I leave you the video at the top. Although Honda promotes the HR-V as an efficient vehicle, there is a significant gap between the official figures and the actual consumption experienced by drivers. According to EPA data, the model hovers around 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 miles per gallon on the highway, But in everyday use conditions, these numbers are often elusive. This discrepancy becomes more evident in urban environments with heavy traffic, where frequent acceleration and stoppage force the naturally aspirated engine to work at higher load speeds, a situation where efficiency suffers significantly. In fact, many users report actual consumption that does not exceed 23 to 24 miles per gallon in the city, a difference that accumulates a considerable economic impact over time. The phenomenon is not unrelated to the mechanical combination of the HR-V. The CVT transmission, although designed to optimize consumption, can become a contrary factor under certain conditions. In mountainous terrain, or when carrying several passengers, the gearbox keeps the engine at higher revs for a long time to maintain power, thus negating the efficiency advantages for which this type of transmission is theoretically praised. This situation is aggravated when compared to competitors equipped with hybrid technology, whose energy recovery systems and exclusively electric driving capacity at low speeds allow them to offer significantly lower urban consumption and, more importantly, much more consistent between official figures and reality. Thus, while the HR-V is not particularly inefficient, its reliance on a traditional engine in a segment moving towards electrification puts it at an economic disadvantage for the end user, who ends up paying more in fuel than might be expected when reading the technical specifications. The 2026 HR-V may appear to have a reasonable maintenance cost in the short term, but when you look at its 5-year true cost to own, you see that the cumulative expense is significantly higher than expected for a compact SUV. According to analyses by specialists such as Edmunds, this calculation includes critical items that buyers often underestimate: scheduled maintenance, insurance premiums, which for this model are usually higher than the segment average, fuel, unforeseen repairs, and especially depreciation. This last variable turns out to be the most decisive, as the HR-V suffers a faster depreciation during the first 3 years compared to rivals such as the Mazda CX-30 or the Toyota Corolla Cross, which have demonstrated better value retention in the market. This increased cost of ownership is explained by several converging factors. Although the HR-V has Honda's traditional reliability, it belongs to a category where the competition has optimized its proposals more aggressively. Hybrid models such as the Kona Hybrid or Corolla Cross Hybrid offer lower fuel costs, a saving that becomes substantial over 60 months, while brands such as Mazda and Toyota have managed to match or exceed reliability ratings while maintaining a stronger resale value. The result is that, although the initial purchase of the HR-V may seem competitive, the total cost over 5 years of ownership can be between 8% and 12% higher than that of its main competitors, a difference that ends up calling into question its positioning as an economically savvy option in the long term in the saturated compact SUV market. And remember, if you like this type of content and want to keep up with the latest motorsport, make sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, so don't miss our next investigations or top. Although Honda is a brand recognized for its excellent value retention, the HR-V represents a notable exception within the brand's portfolio. While iconic models like the CR-V and Civic regularly top the lists of vehicles with the lowest depreciation, the HR-V shows significantly different behavior in the aftermarket. According to CarEdge estimates, the HR-V may lose about 32% of its value in just 5 years, a considerably high figure for a vehicle of the Japanese brand, and well above the average of segments such as the Toyota Corolla Cross or the Mazda CX-30, which rarely exceed 25% depreciation in the same period. This sharp depreciation responds to several market and positioning factors. Positioning itself as the entry point to Honda's SUV range, the HR-V faces particularly fierce competition in the entry-level segment, where buyers are more price-sensitive and have increasingly attractive alternatives. The HR-V's mechanical combination, with its naturally aspirated 2.0-litre engine and CVT transmission, looks increasingly uncompetitive against turbocharged options that offer better performance and hybrid systems that promise higher efficiencies especially in a context of volatile fuel prices. In addition, the pre-owned market is saturated with HRV units, particularly rental fleet models and companies, which increases the available supply and puts downward pressure on prices. The result is that, although the new HRV may seem an attractive option due to its initial price, its conventional mechanical proposal and its high availability in the used market end up punishing its residual value much more than other models of the brand that maintain a more solid and constant demand among buyers of pre-owned vehicles. The 2026 HRV offers proper equipment that includes a 7-inch touchscreen, the Honda Sensing Safety Suite, a remarkably spacious interior thanks to its magic seat configuration, and finishes with acceptable quality materials. However, when its positioning in the competitive compact SUV segment is analyzed, its value proposition begins to show clear weaknesses against increasingly well-equipped rivals. While the Hyundai Kona includes larger digital screens and more advanced infotainment systems, and the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid provides far superior fuel efficiency, all in similar or even lower price ranges. This gap becomes particularly evident in the technological and driving experience. The HRV's display, while functional, is small by today's standards, and its connectivity system doesn't offer the fluidity or features of the latest generation systems available from competitors. Likewise, while the HRV continues with the same 2.0-litre naturally aspirated engine, other manufacturers are offering turbo engines with better response, faster transmissions, or hybrid configurations that not only exceed its performance, but also offer significant fuel savings. Even in practical details, such as USB-C charging ports, rear passenger ventilation, or premium sound systems, the HRV lags behind what equivalent models from other brands offer. All in all, the HRV meets the basic requirements expected of a compact SUV, but in a market where complying is no longer enough, its proposition feels clearly outclassed by competitors who better understand today's consumer demands in terms of technology, efficiency, and refined driving experience. The 2026 Honda HRV is a reliable, practical vehicle with a good brand reputation behind it. However, when you delve into its performance, its real cost, its power, its depreciation, and its equipment compared to the competition, it becomes clear that it is not the most solid option in the segment. If you're looking for the best balance of power, actual consumption, value retention, and driving experience, then there are other alternatives that could give you more bang for your buck. Either way, knowing these points before buying will allow you to make an informed decision, which is the most important thing to avoid future disappointments.